is the National Historic Landmark Harada House, and the significance of this house is that the purchase of this house by a Japanese-born individual for his American-born children challenged the alien land law of the early 1900s. And the neighbors were concerned about the purchase, and actually the neighboring housewoman by the name of Robinson, she got the neighborhood kind of whipped up, and they ended up filing suit against the Haradas, challenging their right to purchase this house in their children's name. And it went all the way up to Superior Court, and the Haradas prevailed, that they were able to be good stewards for their family and purchase a home in their American-born children's name. And that set this family on this trajectory, a relatively typical family that ended up representing the story of really what does it mean to be an American and how can that experience be so different for various people. Because they stayed in this home. They stayed in the home through World War II. The youngest daughter, Sumi, came back to this house and offered shelter to other Japanese Americans that were coming out of the internment camps. And fortunately, they saved everything. And in the early 2000s, they donated the house and its collection to the museum as the stewards of this story. This house is in serious disrepair. It is in great need of some structural improvements. We had some torrential rains in the 2005-2006. We were able to do some serious stabilization after that. But right when we were ready to really kick off and go into high gear with preservation, the economy just fell out. The bottom fell out of the economy. So we've been basically on life support with this property, and it's continued to deteriorate. So we have to kick off a major effort to raise funds in order to bring it up to a state that we can actually use it as a museum. And the intention is to secure the Robinson house next door to use it as an interpretive site, because the house itself is the largest piece of the collection, but there's so much more that tells the story and has different levels and facets of the story that we need to have accessible to the public. So having an interpretive center would not only give us access to the story in its entirety, but it also offers us an opportunity to have a springboard to really raise the money and get the support and the exposure that this National Historic Landmark deserves.